The internet is divided on whether Jack Antonoff just threw some shade at Billie Eilish during a recent interview, and Billie's fans are pissed, you guys. Jack Antonoff, who is a record producer known for collaborating with Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey, recently appeared on The Today Show, where fans are reading into a comment he made regarding his songwriting process, and they're questioning whether it was a subtle dig at Billie Eilish over her hit song, Lunch. Now, before we get into it, we need to get into some context as to why many people think this was shade given Jack's history and Taylor Swift's involvement in this as well. Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff are longtime friends that first met in 2012 and have been collaborating with each other on music ever since, including the Tortured Poets Department. And given that these two are close friends together, if you recall back in March, people believe that Billie Eilish was shading Taylor Swift during a Billboard interview. Billie criticized some of the biggest artists in the world for their wasteful use of excessive vinyl packaging to boost album sales and climb the charts, calling such marketing so wasteful. And people were just like, I can't think of anyone who releases millions of vinyl versions of albums to break records and stay the #1 spot. Oh wait, she must be talking about Taylor Swift. This tweet got nearly 10 million views. Billie Eilish seemingly shares her thoughts on Stationhead about the Eras Tour and the Renaissance Tour earlier today, the only recent high-profile tours to span 3 or more hours. Here's what she had to say.
I'm not doing a 3-hour show. It's literally psychotic. Nobody wants that. You guys don't want that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want that as a fan. My favorite artist in the world. I'm not trying to hear them for 3 hours. You know what I mean? It's far too long. No, you don't want that. I promise to God. You don't.
And boy was this when Taylor Swift's fans were attacking Billie because they thought she was shading her, and they absolutely lost their minds over this, which led Billie further clarifying and making this post on her Instagram story explaining that she was referring to the industry-wide systemic issues, and noted that many artists, including herself, are the ones that are part of the problem. But people felt like she was obviously still throwing shots at Taylor when she said that. It's important to note that Billie's comment also came following Taylor blocking Billie from the #1 spot on the Billboard 200 charts for a second week in a row. Billie said, "Okay, so it would be so awesome if people would stop putting words into my mouth and actually read what I said in that Billboard article. I wasn't singling anyone out. These are industry-wide systemic issues, and when it comes to variants, so many artists release them, including me, which I clearly state in the article. The climate crisis is now, and it's about all of us being part of the problem and trying to do better." Sheesh. Now that we're up to speed with that, people think Jack Antonoff is now shading Billie Eilish, presumably because of all of this stuff that has happened between her and Taylor during the release of Hit Me Hard and Soft. Jack appeared on the Today Show yesterday, and he was asked about his writing process. He explained that it's hard to write unless you're truly compelled, often by more serious matters. And quote, "You don't hear a lot of great songs about like one's lunch order." Here's the clip.
It's hard to write unless you're really compelled, and sometimes what compels you is way more serious things. Like I never feel like, you don't hear a lot of great songs about like one's lunch order.
Now this has led some people to think, this seems like a not so subtle dig thrown at Billie Eilish's song Lunch. And the thing is that her song really is not about lunch, of course. However, Billie's fans think it seems like this comment that he made was calculated, being like there's no way it's not, because these two artists have kind of been going through a back and forth in this passive-aggressive charts battle, and they're saying that his choice of words seemed very specific and meticulous. Like he thought about what he was going to say, and it definitely comes off shading Billie's song Lunch, because he used the word lunch. Maybe some people are just taking it too far. I mean, it's not like the word lunch is copyrighted by Billie or something, but many people are just keen on believing he did this as shade. The funny thing is, her song isn't actually about lunch. Her song is about hooking up with a girl and about Billie's insatiable craving for a woman. One person said, "Jack Antonoff's grown 40-year-old self shading Billie? Weirdo. That's it. F you, Jack Antonoff." But there were some people who didn't really think that he was shading Billie. This person said, "Do y'all really think Jack Antonoff, 3-time producer of the year, Grammy winner, is deliberately shading a song that got overshadowed by dumb stan Twitter drama? I'm crying he doesn't even know anything about the song." Jack Antonoff has become increasingly more annoying as time goes on. He acts holier than thou, in my opinion. One's lunch order, this man isn't even trying to hide it anymore. So apparently Billie invented invented the word lunch. This person even said he's mad Phineas has always been better than him. We know he's bitter because everyone is getting sick of his boring production. Over on Reddit, the conversation continued even further. This person said, this man is 40. He's so pathetic. Being with Taylor sure has given him an inflated ego. Why is he going around throwing shade at her ex and a younger and talented female artist half his age? I guess that's why she won't use a new producer. She'd rather have a friend who will kiss her ass a million times. Others were talking about his comment that he made about how he was trying to comfort people who were making songs about things that he deemed were unserious. Yeah, as if food that made me unhappy didn't make me feel strong emotions. Do you know what heartbreak is? Like when your lunch that you were looking forward to gets stolen, or the food that you spent so much time making doesn't taste good? Another person adding to his remark that he made, saying, also, it's not even true. You can make the most amazing art about the most mundane things and mediocre art about more serious topics. Maybe it's about you and your abilities, Jack. Billie Eilish did previously speak about the meaning of the lyrics to her song Lunch and stated that it wasn't what the word meant to everyone. I mean, one of the lyrics straight from her song literally says, I could eat that girl for lunch. So people are like, maybe Jack didn't get the memo of the song.
And then something about I could eat something for lunch, and that's all I had. And I didn't know, it wasn't going to be anything like other than I was just like, oh yeah, I could eat that for lunch, and then turned into more.
So what were some of the other choices than what it
I'm
turned
trying
out
to remember. I think it was I could eat that shit for lunch once. It's not much better, but
No.
but it didn't mean the same thing. Like
Yeah.
it was more going to be like a metaphor for like, oh, I love doing this one thing, I could eat it for lunch, you know? You know, it's funny, like Phineas and my relationship and collaborating is so about the art and not about like the fact that we're like siblings. So it's like whatever we're writing about, we're not like, ew, how could you say that in front of me? That's disgusting. It's very much like, no, we're like writing a script together. We're just like writing together. And we're also so close and honest about stuff. And, you know, he sees the potential in lyrics instead of like, ew, my sister just said that. You know, it's like, he's like, oh, that's
Anyways, guys, this was all the drama going on between Jack Antonoff, or at least what many people believe is to be drama. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.